I know you may not have gotten to Unit 9 yet in class, but the good thing about Electrochem is the calculations are not as intimidating as they look. Note that whenever you're given a value of half reaction, it's always a reduction potential. So first thing you have to do is decide which is the reduction, which is the oxidation. So look for the more positive value, that is going to be a reduction. The less positive or negative value is the oxidation reaction. You're going to flip the oxidation reaction and then multiply it by 3 so that the electrons cancel out. And then you add those two and you have your balanced redox reaction. The next type of calculation you're going to encounter is just calculating the cell potential. So that's just the E dot cell. And this equation is actually not on the formula sheet. So definitely make sure you memorize it. It's just equal to the cathode minus the anode. And now you're like, okay, wait, but how do I identify those? You're going to remember an ox and a red cat. So oxidation happens at the anode, reduction happens at the cathode. And then you are literally just taking those values from the table and putting them in. Don't have to change the signs or anything like that. You'll end up adding these two together essentially. And then you end up with a cell potential of 2.476 volts. So the positive cell potential indicates a favorable reaction. And finally, let's go ahead and calculate the Gibbs free energy. So to do that, we're going to use delta G is equal to negative N Fe, where N is the moles of electrons, F is the Faraday's constant, and then E is that cell potential you just calculated. You're just plugging everything in. Units can get tricky, but thankfully this is on your formula sheet. 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per coulomb. And you are just going to plug and chug, making sure that your units are appropriate. So in this case, most of the time you'll end up dividing by 1,000 to change that into kilojoules, indicating a thermodynamically favorable process. And you can find these problems and more like them in my Unit 8 and 9 problem set linked in my bio and on my website. Check them out and remember to join me live on May 4th at 8:30 for a last chance review.